Nobody else has been producing foldable phones longer than Samsung. For the first few years, the sheer number of Z Fold line advancements meant there was not much competition. The speed of invention has slowed more recently though, as new rivals like the Pixel Fold and OnePlus Open have emerged. Now for 2024, Samsung has strengthened the Z Fold 6 with a new ultra-wide-angle camera, a sturdier but lighter chassis, and several AI-powered features. Sadly, not much else has changed. We now have quite an iterative upgrade. Therefore, even if the Z Fold 6 is still the greatest all-around huge foldable available on the market, it seems like complacency is undermining Samsung's advantage among flagship flexible devices. Samsung has changed the Z Fold 6's size once again for 2024, following closing the screen gap on last year's phone. But the changes are so small that you have to quantify them in millimeters. The phone closes to 1 millimeter slimmer and opens up, in portrait, with a 2.7 millimeters bigger primary screen but 1 millimeter shorter. Though not much, you do have some additional space for activities. Naturally, this also influences the outer cover display, which is around 1 millimeter bigger as well, just enough to make utilizing its on-screen keyboard more forgiving. Otherwise, the phone is crisper everywhere, from its boxier edges to the more squared-off corners on both panels. Although Samsung also claims the enhanced armor aluminum used in the Z Fold 6's chassis is around 10% stronger than previously, I hope you will pardon me for not dropping it on purpose to find out. A revolutionary dual-rail hinge keeps everything together. And this time, I believe Samsung has perfected the ideal mix of something simple to access yet still retains its place when needed. Still, a 14-gram weight cut from the previous generation represents the most design improvement. Though it might not sound like much, today the Z Fold 6 weighs roughly 4 grams more than its non-foldable relative, the S24 Ultra, and this difference is noticeable on an already weighty phone. Regarding the screens, as someone who has lately been using the Pixel Fold a lot, which has a good screen in its own right, could I just say that Samsung's panels are very versatile. Not only has peak brightness improved to 2600 nits for both panels, much like on the normal S24 series, but Samsung has gently flattened and decreased the bezels, so the phone seems even more like a magazine come alive. And right now, this is the greatest screen on a large foldable until I see something better. While basic RAM remains at 12 gigs, the Z Fold series has never been sluggish. This year we get the same bump to a Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 CPU as seen on the S24. The Z Fold 6 performs rapidly and responsively, as one would anticipate. Thanks to the addition of a bigger vapor chamber on the inside, the phone stays cooler over longer sessions, which is a great plus for all the gamers out there who appreciate playing on a genuinely big screen smartphone. When doing practically anything, there is no latency. Regarding photography, I'm a little down with the Z Fold 6, not because it can't produce a respectable picture, but more because I know Samsung can do better. Samsung has stayed with a trio of back cameras this time around, using a new 12 megapixel sensor for the ultra-wide lens, and it's very excellent. At the same time though, I use the ultra-wide lens the least in regular use, and it is not near. Though they are good, the other two cameras, the 50 megapixels primary and the 12 megapixels telephoto with a 3x optical zoom, are ones Samsung has utilized for at least the past 2 generations. The Z Fold 6 created a fantastic picture with rich, saturated colors and amazing details in a picture of some strawberries. Simultaneously though, you can also notice the very overdone warm tones Samsung cameras produce. At night, the Z Fold created a lovely picture of a flower in a somewhat difficult backlit scene. The problem is that Samsung hardly has a justification for saddling the Z Fold 6 with degraded photography when compared to the S24 Ultra after Google unveiled the Pixel Fold. The Pixel Fold has a better overall photo quality and a longer 5x optical zoom. Just have a look at 2 zoom views taken with the Pixel Fold and the Z Fold. In a vacuum, Samsung's picture looks decent. Look at the Pixel's picture though next. It is significantly more detailed and crisp. The same is true in truly low light conditions, like the one I photographed of some bluey miniatures, where the Pixel Fold captured a less grainy, clearer, more well-exposed snap. And after being pleasantly surprised with the cameras on the S24 Ultra, it's a pity Samsung's most expensive phone ranks second in terms of photography. As we discovered at the start of the year, Samsung has moved the Galaxy AI package that debuted on the S24 to the Z Fold 6. Most of the functions remain the same, such as Chat Assist, which allows you to create emails or social posts depending on your tone. Additionally, Google Circle supports translation and summarizing tools, as well as search engine optimization. A couple of fresh adjustments for the Fold are that the phone can now translate text in place rather than spewing it out into a large, unformatted blob, which is wonderful but quite situational. And I should note that Google Lens currently provides comparable functionality. Depending on which side of the phone they are looking at, perhaps the most crucial one is the capacity for dual-screen translations, allowing each person to read the text in their language in real time. Among the recent improvements is the Portrait Studio tool, which can produce an artificial intelligence-generated sketch of someone based on a picture in a variety of styles, such as comedy or watercolor. For a chuckle or two, it's entertaining and pleasant, but I'm not sure how helpful it would be routinely. The Sketch-to-Image tool lets you apply a basic sketch to a current picture, and then have the phone create a more lifelike copy of it in your final image. Since they make it simple to remove distracting elements or conduct basic touch-ups, I still believe Samsung's basic AI picture editing capabilities are the most practical of the lot. Once more though, all of this seems more like supplementary material than fundamental needs. Although Samsung did not enlarge the 4400 mAh cell in the Z Fold 6, the new chip's increased energy efficiency helps to somewhat extend the phone's battery life. Utilizing its huge primary screen, our video rundown test lasted 20 hours and 7 minutes. Utilizing its outside cover display, it lasted 25 hours and 19 minutes. The Z Fold 6 is the simple choice if you require a big screen phone with lots of lifetime, as the first number is even greater than what we have seen from the Pixel Fold having 15:22, and OnePlus Open at 19:19. Its billing has sadly not altered much. Though both are somewhat poor estimates for 2024, you still get 25-watt wired charging and 15-watt wireless charging. Although I wasn't anticipating support for Qi2 magnetic charging on the Z Fold 6, since Samsung elected not to add it to the regular S24 series, I'm still a bit angry that a phone this costly is removing crucial functions from the spec list. Not that long ago, almost every Z Fold line component was unparalleled by its rivals. Now though, phones like the Pixel Fold exist and provide superior general photography. Next is the OnePlus Open, which, despite its recent diet, weighs the same as the Z Fold 6. Not to overlook either of those opponents are 2023 models. Furthermore, Chinese rivals like the Honor Magic V3 and the forthcoming Xiaomi Mix Fold 4 are slimmer and lighter than Samsung's champion. Not to misunderstand, the Galaxy Z Fold 6 is still a decent foldable or wonderful one even. Its performance is outstanding, its battery life is great, and it has useful native stylus compatibility. But it seems as though Samsung has less desire for ultimate control after all this time seated fat and content on its throne. We received a lot of AI-powered tools and stunts, which are amusing but not genuine standout attractions, instead of long-awaited improvements like a built-in S Pen or an upgraded under-display camera. And at $1,900, which is $100 more than last year, the Z Fold 6 is the most costly model it has ever produced. But I suppose that's the cost Samsung pays for maintaining such a lengthy run on top. Samsung's Galaxy Z Fold's elegant design, brighter displays, and native pen compatibility alone help to keep it ranked as the finest huge folding phone available, even without a new primary camera. So that is all for today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel for more tech news and updates. Thanks for watching.